Hey everybody, I am back. So we're going to stay live for a little bit. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is clipping part of the northwest part of Cass County. So that's for this area right here. This is going to be for the next 43 minutes for the possibility of 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So let's go ahead and read what the National Weather Service has to say. So southwestern Wyandotte, northeastern Miami in east central Kansas, Johnson County in east central Kansas, northwestern Cass County in west central Missouri, southwestern Clay County in west central Missouri, and western Jackson County in west central Missouri. Severe thunderstorm located over Spring Hill, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So of course, that's going to be affecting Kansas City, Overland Park, Olathe, Independence, Lee Summit, Shawnee, Lenexa, Leawood, Raytown, Grandview, Belton, Prairie Village, Raymore, Gardner, Merriam, Mission, DeSoto, Paola, Spring Hill, and Peculiar. So this is our first severe thunderstorm warning for west central Missouri for the evening, now that this line is just now making it over to the state line. As you can see, we do have our sky cams right down below here from Dayton and Creighton. They are up. They've been recording some just some incredible lightning strikes here over the last 30-45 minutes, and that's something that we're going to have to keep in the back of your mind anyway. Mentioned that with our last video update, that we need to make sure we have our cell phone charged up, and that we can be planning for the potential of a power outage, at least for a short term. So we do have a special weather statement out there in eastern Kansas as well, but right now it looks like the strongest area of these thunderstorms extending from South Kansas City down to Lewisburg, and of course it's moving off to the east northeast. So we're going to continue to see these cells continuing to form out here in eastern Kansas, and once this initial line moves into west central Missouri, we're going to be in those thunderstorms for several hours, and that's one of the reasons why we're under that flash flood watch for west central Missouri, and a flood warning right now out for Big Creek in Henry County. So we have a couple little thunderstorms over here near Urick, one near Clinton right now. Those aren't severe, they're just little thunderstorms that are popping up out ahead of the main line that is coming across the state line as we speak. So hi Dustin. Hi Chris. Hey, I've been called a lot worse, Chris. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Kind of blow up one of our the camera over in Dayton. We'll take a look. Of course, as you guys can see, quite a bit of lightning ongoing. This is picking up. We're looking out west toward this line right along the state line, and of course lots of lightning associated with these thunderstorms. That's going to be moving across the line tonight. So take a look at the Creighton cam, looking off toward Kansas City area. Not quite as active right now as what the camera looking off to the west is, but nonetheless we do have a lot of lightning out there and the potential to see some strong gusty winds of 60 miles per hour and maybe some hail. I'm not really necessarily seeing There's a little hail core over here by Overland Park. Let's go over and take a look at the hail cores. We have a hail core over Overland Park right now, and another one over Aubrey, which is right along 69 Highway. And of course, this is going to be moving over toward the Belton Riverview Estates, and then eventually over to our friends near Greenwood, where if you guys are a sports card collector, you need to check out my buddy's shop, J. Young Sports Cards in Greenwood. Great family. They have a lot of ties here in West Central Missouri, so if you know, kind of make a day of it, come to Wax the Slabs here in Clinton on the historic Clinton Downtown Square. Come see me, and then head up to Greenwood, visit Brian and the gang up there at J. Young. But we do have a couple of hail cores out there. Could be producing some nickel, maybe up to quarter size hail. I would say the best chance of seeing any quarter size hail would be this cell down here near Aubrey, along Interstate 69 there. I hope everybody is having a good night. And again, we tend to get these thunderstorms at night, and it's been going on like that ever since March. It seems like majority of our severe weather comes in overnight. But as long as I'm prepared for it, get a little rest before the storms come in, I'm in good shape. Got plenty of coffee brewed in a pot here at the Weather Center. Taylor talking about being on the edge of Peculiar, watching a storm roll in. Never seen lightning like this. Yet there's a lot of lightning. You can see that also here on radar. You see all the current lightning strikes right now. David is out there camping in Warsaw. Seen a lot of lightning looks from Clinton. Yeah, you're looking up this way. A lot of lightning associated with this. And again, just remember, David, you know, there's going to be a lot of lightning, and be paying attention to all the rain. We're gonna see those thunderstorms continue to initiate in eastern Kansas and move across west central Missouri. So definitely be watching. You know, that's really probably the scariest part of camping for me, is going to be the flooding potential. A lot of campsites sit down into a little low-lying area, so definitely be paying attention on the heavy rains tonight as well. There is hailing. There is a chance we could see some hail tonight. It's not the primary concern, but we're already seeing a couple of incidences of hail cores. So we could see a couple of hail cores with some of the stronger thunderstorms that move through tonight. And keep in mind, guys, we're going to see several rounds of these thunderstorms as we go through the early morning hours. So probably by 2-3 o'clock in the morning, the severe threat is really going to be low then. It's just going to be mainly a heavy rain event after probably around 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But till then, we have a chance for a couple of stronger cells. Hi, Elizabeth. Man, I've been seeing you all over the place over the last few weeks. Met you for the first time, and now I see you everywhere I go almost. Hi, Meredith. Hi, Karen. She mentioned it's getting pretty loud in Belton right now. So, and that's basically right now we have the leading edge in Raytown, down through Redbridge, Martin City, down to Belton, and then down to Peculiar. That's where we have this severe thunderstorm warning. As far as winds goes, we have a kind of a pocket of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds that's coming into Belton. So definitely, Karen, make sure that you have anything loose on the porch or anything, flowers, make sure you bring them down, because that's some pretty strong winds coming into Belton Raymore area here over the next couple minutes. So he has about 30 minutes. He'll be heading. I'm going to say he's going to be just ahead of this. So this line of storms moving very, very slow, Dog Mom. So he's going to be heading from Concordia to Clinton around 12:30. He'll probably stay just ahead of this line of storms and make it home in time. Yeah, Sedalia is going to be impacted tonight, Derek. It's going to be a little later for you guys. I'll switch this back over to regular radar. As you can see, there's a couple little storms out here, around Warsaw, Clinton area. These aren't going to be severe. They're just little thunderstorms out ahead of it. Sedalia, you guys have a little cell just to the south of you, but when the main part of this line along this front is probably going to be yet another couple hours for Sedalia and Cold Camp, Warsaw, down through Hermitage and Buffalo. This is just now making its way across the state line right now. And if I move this out further, you guys can see more and more thunderstorms continue to build out here in eastern Kansas. You see how these storms move off to the east and more forms right behind it. That's what we're expecting tonight, kind of training of thunderstorms as they come across west central Missouri, and therefore that's one of the reasons for the flood watch, because of the heavy rains. These little cells that are out ahead of this main complex of storms, you could pick up a quick 1/10 of an inch of rain, maybe some lightning, maybe hear a little bit of thunder. These things are just going to kind of pop up and kind of stick around for a little bit and weaken, and then be another one pop up. This has been ongoing now for the last couple hours, just these little bitty thunderstorms well ahead of the line of storms that we're watching as they come across the state line. Take a look at those velocities again. And yeah, really from, if you're coming along I-49 from Grandview down to Peculiar, you guys are going to be hit with some of these crosswinds. 50 to 60 miles per hour is what we're looking at. We've got 67, 68 mile per hour, 63. And of course, not all of these winds are reaching the surface, but I would say at least between 50 to 60 mile per hour winds can be expected between Grandview and Peculiar, right along I-49. It's going to affect Belton, Raymore along 58, all the way over, eventually over toward Greenwood, Pleasant Hill here in the next 20-25 minutes. Laura, zero clue yet. Weather coming to Warrensburg. You should have been watching Subby's Weather Talk all day and all day yesterday. Lisa's talking about a storm in Racket right now. She's talking about this one right here. Just a little thunderstorm right over Leesville, Tightwad, Racket. And again, these are not going to be severe. They're just going to be little pop-up thunder showers. We're going to be waiting for this main line to move across west central Missouri here over the next hour to 6 hours. We're likely going to be seeing some residual showers and thunder showers in the morning. They're likely not going to be severe. I'm really thinking probably sometime after 2-3 a.m. the severe threat is really going to be low at that time. So we're between now and 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we could see some fluctuations, maybe a couple of stronger cells as they move across west central Missouri. Harrisonville, it's pretty much on your doorstep right now, as you can see. The winds are going to stay probably just to the north of Harrisonville. Although that wind is going right over 49 and over Belton right now. But Harrisonville, this is the main line is going to be moving across here, starting to impact you here just within the next few minutes. And again, once these little cells move through, we still have several more that are going to continue to intensify out here in eastern Kansas and move across the state line as we go through the early morning hours. No, inmate, not these pop-ups, not with this. These are just little stragglers. It's not going to impact the severity or strength of any of the storms along the main front. Sometimes we will see that happen, but not in this case. There's too many ingredients out there in the atmosphere to cause any kind of lessening with any thunderstorms that pop up out ahead of it. So we still expect this line of storm to continue off to the east and be impacting Clinton, Warsaw, St. Clair County near, Osceola, Lowry City, Butler, Adrian, pretty much the entire west central Missouri area will be impacted by some of these thunderstorms coming through tonight. Thank you, Robert, for the jewels. I appreciate that. You won't have any problem, Jill, with the flight tomorrow morning. Probably still going to be raining. Hi, Mindy. There could be some quarter-size hail. I really don't think it's actually reaching the ground right now. I'll go back over to the vertically integrated liquid right now. So here we do have a hail core over Belton, Belvedere, Grandview, moving off to the east northeast right now. I don't know if that is if quarter-inch hail is hitting the ground right now. Looks like Belton just had a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust here about 3 minutes ago. So they did issue an extension to the severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to include more of more of your Cass County into Button right up to Johnson County. So this is going to include Greenwood, Pleasant Hill, Lone Jack, Lee Summit, Blue Springs, Oak Grove, and we'll go ahead and call Kingsville, Holden. You guys are in this warning also, even though Holden, you guys are just outside the polygon, but go ahead and consider yourself part of that as well. So looks like this is going to be marching just south of I-70, moving off to the east. So let's go ahead and read what this shows. And now the wind is gusting up to 70 miles per hour with the damage threat as considerable. So this is for the next 39 minutes. So now we're getting up there in wind just a little bit, guys. So now we really need to be paying attention to those strong straight line winds, 70 miles per hour, almost hurricane force. That can do some damage to shingles, to loose things on your porch. It can knock down some 3 to 6 inch branches, and power outages are possible in this new area that's highlighted right now. So kind of need to take that seriously if you live in this area. Hi, Caden. And again, you could see a robust thunderstorm move through the morning hours, okay? And again, we are not expecting this to be a big severe weather event tonight, guys. We need to be paying attention for some strong straight line winds, maybe some hail to the size of quarters. But this is going to be a big rain producer because we're going to have several rounds of thunderstorms through the morning. So we still have several special weather statements out here in eastern Kansas. And again, we got more thunderstorms that are initiating out here that's going to be moving across the area. So we just need to stay weather aware. Make sure you have multiple means to get some weather information. Phone charged up. Make sure your weather radio is on and has batteries in it. And make sure if you're laying in bed, make sure your shoes are next to the bed so you don't have to go around barefoot. So I think I just answered everybody's questions. Alyssa, Jill, Caden, I think I answered all your all's questions with my last statement. So hopefully everybody is having a pretty good night. We really don't have a whole lot of people in the stream. It looks like we have a couple 300 people in the streams on all the platforms tonight, but a lot of people are going to be sleeping and they're likely going to be woken up with all the lightning that's going on. So we want to make sure we stayed live, so because a lot of people, as soon as they get woke up with lightning and thunder, they immediately jump over and see if I'm live. So we're going to stay live for a while, at least until we don't have any more warnings out there in west central Missouri. I'm going to be watching this through the morning hours up until tomorrow morning. So, of course, I'll be continually updating if we do end the live stream, if these storms begin to behave. I'm still going to be here at the Weather Center monitoring these storms. Dave, Tara, my gosh, you're having a watch party tonight. I wasn't invited. So basically, Cheryl and everybody here in west central Missouri, this goes for everybody, whether you're in Butler, Adrian, Garden City, we're not expecting we're not expecting a big severe weather event tonight. There's going to be a couple of them that's going to produce some up to 70 mile per hour winds, maybe some golf ball size hail. It's not going to be a big, long, drawn out severe weather risk tonight. Remember, we're just in a category 1 out of 5. That's a marginal risk by the Storm Prediction Center. So it's not a huge setup, but we are seeing some strong winds and some hail with some of these thunderstorms. So, as far as whether or not, CoCamp is going to get a thunderstorm at what time and the intensity, I'm not going to be able to tell you that because I don't have that magic crystal ball. But we just need to be weather aware that we're going to have several thunderstorms move through west central Missouri tonight, and a couple of them could be on the beefy side. Let's take a look. We're getting really close to Pleasant Hill right now, and of course you guys know as we get closer to the NEXRAD radar site, we're going to start to see the radar depictions really get kind of messy because it's so close to the radar site. But yeah, Greenwood, you guys need to be prepared for some very strong winds. We are very close to that NEXRAD Doppler radar there in Pleasant Hill, and we're picking up some 80-mile-per-hour winds coming into Greenwood and Lake Winnebago right now. So we've got, of course, some of this is not, some of that is some fake data, but you know, you could be getting 70 to 80-mile-per-hour winds coming into Greenwood right now. So again, this is we need to be paying pretty close attention to these strong winds, guys, because they can do damage, especially when you get up to 70, 80 miles per hour. We're going to be looking at, they have not increased the wind speeds with this severe thunderstorm warning, but it's still showing 70 mile per hour damage threat considerable with this severe thunderstorm warning. So again, if you're in Lee Summit, Greenwood, Pleasant Hill, Kingsville, Lone Jack, along 50 highway between Lee Summit and Centerview, you guys need to be prepared for some very strong winds that this little cluster of thunderstorm is producing. Yeah, you got some very strong winds heading your way, Phyllis, there in Lone Jack. You guys see these little thunderstorms, these little stragglers out ahead, one Calhoun, Clinton, and down around Racket, along 7 Highway. Those things have been sitting there for a long time, just kind of churning. Those are not going to be severe. Those are just little thunder showers out ahead of this main cluster that is going to be moving across the state line. So those in Butler, Rich Hill, Nevada, you guys are going to be watching these cells over here near Garnett, Kansas. Looks like you'll be moving your way probably here within an hour or so. Yeah, Pleasant Hill, Mary, this line, those winds are heading your direction right into Pleasant Hill. So same with you there, Lou, if you're up that way. Cheryl, Raymore. So looked like lost power over in Raymore, which would not be surprising. Some very strong winds have come through Belton, Raymore, now entering Lee Summit, Greenwood, and Pleasant Hill right now. Keep an eye on these winds here. So again, we're real close, guys, to the Doppler site there, the tower, the big soccer ball looking contraption there at Pleasant Hill at the National Weather Service office. So once it gets real close there, you're going to start to see a lot of this data begin to get stretched, and it doesn't look very good, and a lot of missing components on radar. So we're going to have to wait till this line kind of comes across Pleasant Hill and toward Lone Jack, Kingsville, Holden area, and we'll have kind of a better picture of what's going on and the wind speeds associated with this. Harrisonville, you've got the southern end of this line along this front is beginning to intensify just a little bit. I can actually put this in motion. Kind of keep your eye down around Harrisonville, and you'll notice that line is starting to get a little bit deeper red. It's starting to intensify a little bit all the way down toward Drexel, down to Lacine. I'm going to put this in motion, and you guys can actually see that. So, it's kind of breaking apart. Now it's starting to get a little stronger as it's heading over toward Harrisonville. We're going to continue to see these thunderstorms producing tons of rainfall. Maybe an inch an hour to inch and a half per hour rate, which is raining cats, dogs, and billy goats. So again, you're going to have to watch for some ponding of the roadways if you're out and about. Power out in Belton by the hospital. Gary. He mentioned sounds like he needs to put a chin strap on his toupee. Yeah, you might want to do that, especially if you're out here in the Greenwood, Pleasant Hill, Lee Summit, Unity Village area. Yeah, you might want to put two straps on that toupee. Yeah, Justin, good friend of emergency management here in Henry County. He is with the emergency management up in Cass County. They've received reports of power outages in the Belton Raymore area per radio traffic. So, Belton Raymore, you guys are definitely experiencing power outages, and I say we're probably going to get many more incidences of power outages in the Lee Summit, Greenwood, Pleasant Hill area as well, with these strong winds. So we still have another 27 minutes left in this highlighted area that you see here on your screen. I will kind of blow that up just a little bit more for you guys. And this is going to be for the possibility of quarter-size hail. 70-mile-per-hour winds are still possible along the leading edge of this line of storms, and that puts the damage threat assessment to considerable. So if you are signed up for Weather Call, you will be likely have already received a phone call with my voice on the other end of it, notifying you that there's a serious thunderstorm with 70-mile-per-hour winds heading your direction. So that can create some damage, guys. 3 to 6 inch limbs knocked out of trees. That can knock down power lines. It can do some damage to shingles on houses. So again, we need to take those strong winds very seriously when we get up there to near hurricane force winds possible with this severe thunderstorm warning. We still have very strong winds coming across James A. Reed Wildlife Area, as well as the look like the northern suburbs of Pleasant Hill right now along VV Highway. This is going to be just to the southeast of Avon. Those of you in that area probably know that area a lot better than I do. No, Alyssa, tornado threat is not it's not very high tonight. So we can't say it's zero with any of these severe thunderstorms, obviously, but it's very, very low. Strong straight line winds, 1-inch hail, the biggest threat with any of these storms tonight. So kind of a brief recap right now, guys. So again, this is I'm not going to be able to offer a you know what for sale is going to look like at 2:30 a.m. I'm not going to be able to give that kind of report for tonight. What we're seeing tonight is several thunderstorms that continue to build out in eastern Kansas. It's going to be making their way into west central Missouri tonight. And we could see some strong straight line winds and maybe some 1/4-inch hail with a few of these thunderstorms. We're not expecting this to be a big severe weather event tonight, but there's going to be some robust thunderstorms, and we have one right now coming through Harrisonville, Pleasant Hill, Lee Summit, Blue Springs. It continues to move off to the east. We still have a 70-mile-per-hour wind possible, which is considerable. That's almost hurricane force. That is moving between Blue Springs, Lee Summit, Greenwood, Pleasant Hill, down to Harrisonville. Moving off to the east, it's going to be affecting likely Odessa, Lake Lafayette, Holden, Kingsville, Strasburg, and along 50 Highway. Lone Jack, you guys are going to be getting some of these strong winds moving in your area really quickly here, and then move off to the east. So we're just kind of watching. There's several of these little thunderstorms. They continue to intensify just a little bit, and we're going to be watching these cells here over the next couple hours or so. So we just need to be weather aware tonight. And you can check back. I'm going to be live, so you guys can check back every now and then, or just keep me up in the background and know that we're going to be here watching these cells as they move across west central Missouri. Of course, you can see right down at the bottom of the screen, we do have a couple of our sky cams. One looks really fabulous. I want to take a better look at that. You can actually see some great storm structure, how it's layered as it's moving across. This is in Dayton, Missouri. This is just inside of Cass County, and this is looking up toward Harrisonville, kind of looking up right in this area. And of course, you see that layered of thunderstorms. A lot of lightning, guys. A lot of cloud to ground lightning associated with these cells moving into Pleasant Hill, Harrisonville, Garden City, Archie. And I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these cells continue to intensify, bringing torrential rainfall rates, a lot of lightning from Drexel up to Freeman, Harrisonville, and then of course all the way up to Blue Springs. We have tons of sky cams that we get to choose from. Big shout out goes to Liberty Link. They allow us to have access to so many cameras around west central Missouri. So we definitely appreciate being able to use them in our streams. We're kind of in a process right now of adding even more cameras to our streams. So we appreciate that support from Liberty Link. So the severe thunderstorm warning here in the next couple minutes is going to expire, and that's going to be for the one for Belton, Peculiar, Aubrey, Spring Hill, Olathe, and we'll just be left with one severe thunderstorm warning for this complex right here from Blue Springs down to Harrisonville. We still have another 16 minutes left on that one. Pup wiggle herself under the bed. Yeah, Mary, it is definitely a loud one. A lot of lightning associated with these thunderstorms. Kind of zoom out just a little bit. We'll put these thunderstorms into motion here, kind of show you guys what we've got going on. Of course, we continue to see more thunderstorms begin to initiate out here in between Topeka, Manhattan, down to Emporia, and these will continue to build tonight and move across the area. So we did have 1 mile northeast of Belton in Cass County, 59 mile per hour wind speed was observed 31 minutes ago. So that's one of the biggest reasons why Belton, Raymore, you guys have a lot of power outages out right now up in that area. Probably not, Cadence. LT Shadow, some of the most intense winds. He's been here in Lee Summit, Pleasant Hill area. Yeah, and now that this has moved just past the radar site, let's go back and see where the strongest of winds are right now. Looks like they're basically from Lone Jack down to Strasburg, down to East Lynn, moving to the east. So Kingsville, Holden, you guys are really kind of next. This is really kind of following 58 Highway. So Kingsville, Holden, you guys will likely start to get some of those very strong winds here over the next 20 minutes or so. You guys can see these outflow winds. They're moving from northeast to southwest. Those are the outflow winds from this leading edge of this line. We just still have some backing wind behind it, pushing this forward, keeping those wind speeds up along the leading edge of this little cluster right here. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna grab me a water. So they did issue a flood advisory for Cass, Jackson, Johnson, Miami counties through 6:30 a.m. So that is going to be a flood advisory for this cluster of thunderstorms that has come across the area very, very slowly. We've had a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust in Pleasant Hill reported. We do have some thunderstorm wind damage coming in from the fire department rescue report in Raymore, Missouri. Report of wires down. We do have a new area for discussion. Basically come out at 12:33 a.m. from the National Weather Service. Scattered to widespread showers and thunderstorms are likely tonight into early Thursday morning. Heavy rainfall with flash flooding will be possible. A few storms could be strong to severe. Another round of showers and thunderstorms will be possible late Thursday night into Friday morning. And then, of course, hot and humid conditions are likely for this weekend into next week. So that was the latest forecast discussion from the National Weather Service. I know, Gunner, and that's what I like. It's been nice, and I'm so glad this came in this week and not last week, because took a little time off. Me and my youngest went and caught trout for a whole week, and man, what a relaxing time off that we had. So glad this is coming in this week and not last week. So Kirksville, Ashley, you guys are up here to the north, and you know, if not looking, if you take a look at the outlooks, you guys are in that. Let's go to the categorical. So Kirksville, you guys are in that level 1 out of 5 for severe storm chances. Everybody that's in this light or this darker green shade, that's the level 1 out of 5. So you guys still have a chance for some thunderstorms, but it's probably going to be a little while before you guys start to see any of the stronger thunderstorms. If just based on trending of the thunderstorms, you guys might stay just to the north of these thunderstorms. So that could be good news for Kirksville. But of course, from Chillicothe all the way down to Nevada, Lamar, Carthage area, we're expecting more thunderstorms throughout the entire morning. And some of those, up until 2, 3 a.m., could have some strong wind gusts and some quarter-size hail. So where this is highlighted here on your screen right now, we still have 7 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning for up to 70-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. So it's still up there in the considerable damage threat assessment. So we are still talking about the potential of seeing some close to hurricane strength winds that's coming into Odessa, Lake Lafayette, and near Holden. Right now, taking a look at the velocity, looks like we still have some strong thunderstorm winds, strong straight line winds, down from Kingsville, just southwest of Holden, near Gun City, down to Garden City right now. So I would not be surprised if we see an extension into parts of maybe northern Henry County, maybe Johnson County on the Missouri side here within the next few minutes. Maybe an extension of a warning with 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'm not seeing those 70-mile-per-hour winds right now, but we're keeping a close eye on this. But again, I would not be surprised to see an additional warning going out for the Warrensburg, Holden, Blairstown, Garden City, Creighton area. There it is right there. So anyway, that's exactly where I was looking at. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. You will likely hear my weather radio go off here momentarily, but this is going to include Warrensburg, Holden, Garden City, Creighton, Urick, Blairstown, Chehowee. Does not include the city of Clinton. All right. So, again, this does not include the city of Clinton, but we do have the potential here in this shaded area, in this highlighted area. I'll blow this up just a little bit so you can see it. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind and 3/4-inch hail, which is a little bit bigger than nickel size. And again, this is going to be basically impacting Kingsville, Holden, Garden City. You're picking up some of those winds right now. Creighton, Blairstown, Chehowee. So again, this is going to be for the next 34 minutes. We'll go ahead and read it. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Cass, northwestern Henry, southwestern Johnson County, in west central Missouri. A severe thunderstorm located near East Lynn, 8 miles west of Holden, moving east at 40. So Warrensburg, Holden, Garden City, Creighton, Chehowee, Kingsville, Centerview, Gun City, Blairstown, Latour, and Quick City, you guys are all in the path of this severe thunderstorm. And basically, those strongest of the winds that I'm seeing right now, stretching from Kingsville, Holden down to Garden City. That's where we're seeing some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind possible in this area. So we do have some power outages in Greenwood. That was here just about 20 minutes ago. We have power utility lines down, so they have power outages in Greenwood as well. And of course, when we were live, we were talking about the impacts into Greenwood.
Just for information, in northwestern Henry County, this under severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15 or 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Any size hill.
I am going to also put up here in our chat, guys, if anybody has any pictures that they would like to send in or video when it's safe, I am going to put our Dropbox link here in the chat, okay? And you're going to get a file request here where you can actually go in and be able to upload your pictures directly to me, and I can share those with the National Weather Service. We have thunderstorms that are actually forming out here near Manhattan, Westmoreland. All of these storms are initiating, and they will be kind of clustering up and moving across the area through the course of the early morning hours. Hi, Tamara. Yeah, the tornado threat is very, very low. Okay, we cannot say it's zero because of the low level jet. We talked about that earlier tonight. There is a little bit of spin up there. That's the reason why we had that chance for some 1-inch hail. But it doesn't look like we're going to see much of the way of surface shear for any tornado threat, but it's very low, but it's not zero for tonight. We are down to one severe thunderstorm warning right now, guys, and this is for the next 29 minutes, and this is going to be in this highlighted area. Notice this is going to include Warrensburg, Holden, Gun City, Garden City, Blairstown, Creighton, Urick, Chehowee, Leeton. Okay, but it does not include Windsor, Calhoun, Clinton, Montrose, Deepwater yet. Okay, we're going to kind of watch to see how this evolves over the next 15-25 minutes and see if we still showing some strong straight line winds. They may extend it a little bit further to the east, but for right now, those cities are not included in this. Like we lost our cameras temporarily. Try to bring those back up again. Hi, Rusty. So Butler right now, you guys are still in pretty good shape, but again, this is going to be going on now for through the course of the next few hours, all the way till in the morning. The best chance to see any severe weather is really through around 2-3 a.m. And then we'll just be left just with some moderate to heavy rain and a lot of lightning and thunder. So right now there's nothing around Bates County, nothing around Butler right now that's concerning. You guys are still getting some southerly winds. It's still bringing up some moisture. There is a cell off to your west near Garnett down to Blue Mound. This is going to continue to move to the east. We could see it strengthen a little bit as it crosses the state line, but for right now, Bates County and Vernon County both sitting in good shape right now. The strongest part of this line right now is coming through southwest Johnson County, northwest Henry County, and then eastern parts of Jackson and Cass counties right now. Appreciate everybody being here in the stream. We do have a few more people in the stream now. Looks like we're getting up close to about 350 people in all the combined streams right now, so that's good. And again, a lot of people are sleeping right now. It is 12:49 a.m., so I don't blame them for sleeping whatsoever. We got our cameras back up, it looks like. We'll put those back up. Take a look at those winds again right now. So the winds right now, I'm not seeing any pockets of those strong 60, 70 mile per hour winds right now. Does look like 40 to 50 mile per hour winds from Holden down to Creighton right now. So look like those winds could be possibly subsiding just a little bit, but they do have a tendency to build back up. So we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for the next 24 minutes for this area, and that's going to be for 60 mile per hour winds and a possibility of 3/4 inch hail. So we're going to do just kind of a recap in case somebody might just be. I've noticed we've had a few more people come into the room, so I am going to do just a little bit of a recap right now. So I'm going to kind of blow this out here just a little bit right now, guys, and you can see a pretty good area of isolated thunderstorms stretching from Manhattan, Kansas, all the way to Chillicothe, all the way down to Mound City, Kansas. So any of these thunderstorms through around the 3 o'clock time frame has the potential to have a strong wind gust, maybe some hail to the size of quarters with any of these cells. They're going to continue to build through the morning hours, and that's one of the reasons why we have a flood watch out for most of the area. Now, with this particular little line cluster that's been really producing all the wind threats tonight, it's very slow moving, tons of rainfall coming out of it. We do have a flood advisory for parts of Cass County as well as Miami County because of these rainfall rates, torrential rains. We've had reports of 60 to 65 mile per hour winds confirmed in Pleasant Hill, as well as Raymore, Peculiar, and Greenwood. So we are dealing with some power outages there as well. Now, this is going to continue all morning, guys. So again, any of these storms could be producing some very strong wind gusts. We did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings with up to 70 miles per hour winds, and that's near hurricane force. That can do some damage. It can bring down some 3 to 6 inch tree limbs, knock out power. It can do some shingles damage on your house. So we do need to take this seriously. Right now we only have one severe thunderstorm warning remaining, and that's for this one down here in northwest Henry County, southwest Johnson County, and eastern Jackson and Cass County right now. So right now I'm not seeing those 60, 70 mile per hour winds right now. Looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, but this could kind of rejuvenate a little bit, and we could see some of those gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Hence, we're still under that severe thunderstorm warning for the next 21 minutes for that possibility. Those 40, 50 mile per hour winds right now are holding from about Holden down to Medford, Magnolia, Denton, down to Quick City, Blairstown, down to Creighton right now. So we're continually watching this area to see anybody in this polygon that's highlighted right here has that potential to see that 60 mile per hour wind gust. So at least for the next 20 minutes or so. Yeah, and that's typical of summertime thunderstorms, Gunner. What you're going to see is a lot of these storms, they will begin to move northeast, but then most thunderstorms will always kind of turn to the southeast toward the more warmer, more moist air mass. They kind of get attracted to it as they suck up that warm, moist air. They begin to kind of turn to the southeast a little bit. So that's pretty common with thunderstorms. So where you see this area highlighted right now, another 9 hours of a flood watch because of these training of thunderstorms over certain areas can lead to 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall. So that's one of the reasons for this flood watch that's in effect for the next 9 hours. Starting to see some of these reports coming in here. We've got thunderstorm wind damage in Greenwood and Jackson County. We have thunderstorm wind damage in Raymore. And we had 59 miles per hour that was measured in Belton. So again, that's one of the reasons why we're seeing some of these power outages in and around Cass County, southern Jackson County. Hi, Scott. Well, you got to keep in mind that this front is going to be sweeping across the entire area. And if you take a look here for tomorrow, you guys are going to be in that zone down here in Springfield for the possibility of seeing some strong thunderstorms. So you guys are in a level 2 out of 5 for tomorrow in Springfield. So as far as the wind threat for tomorrow, that's, you got a black hatched area. You guys down in the Springfield, Carthage, Ava area could be looking at winds excess of 70 miles per hour, possibly 80 mile per hour winds tomorrow. The hail threat for you guys in Springfield, a 5% chance of seeing hail bigger than the size of quarters. And as far as a tornado threat, there is not a tornado threat currently down for the Springfield area. So again, strong straight line winds and hail threat are the two big ones for the Springfield area tomorrow. So it does look like that the Pleasant Hill radar is down right now due to a lightning strike. So that is actually going to put a little damper into things here. We're likely going to see this radar site that's actually green here will likely turn red, and we will not be able to get feeds from the National Weather Service in Pleasant Hill. So hopefully they can get that fixed pretty quick. And I also noticed here in Pleasant Hill, they actually had a measured 60 mile per hour winds 40 minutes ago in Pleasant Hill. So probably right near the National Weather Service is probably the ones that measured that. So so far, the radar is still up, at least through weather-wise, right now. So we may have to go to other radar sites, which is not going to be as reliable for our location, with the Pleasant Hill National Weather Service tower being down. Still have another 13 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning. And very isolated thunderstorms behind this. So there's one coming through, looks like Belton Raymore right now. There's several out here in eastern Kansas that will be moving through the course of the morning hours. So what we will likely do, we will continue to watch this cluster of thunderstorms right here. Right now it does not look all that impressive. At least if the National Weather Service tower is still up and producing the right data. But right now we have 40 to 50 mile per hour winds just east of Holden. Look like be coming into Blairstown, coming into Urick, Chilhowie here in the next 15 to 25 minutes. But right now, probably a little bit under severe category. So I would assume that they will allow this severe thunderstorm warning to expire. And then we're just going to have to wait and see if this line should happen to rebuild, maybe rejuvenate as it continues off to the east toward eastern Johnson County, Henry County, and then eventually over toward Pettis and Benton County. So what I will probably do with the way that radar is looking right now, if this is allowed to expire, I will probably go ahead and end our live stream if there's not any other warnings here in west central Missouri. And I will just keep a close eye on this radar, and then if I have to, I'll come back and do another live if needed, if we get a couple more strong storms through the early morning hours. And getting just some moderate rain showers in Archie, Adrian, Butler, Rich Hill, Appleton City. Right now, just some moderate rain showers, all that's going on in this area. We're watching this little cluster out here near, just to the west of Lacey, near Garnett, Centerville, Mound City. This will continue to push off to the east into parts of Vernon and Bates County here, probably in an hour, hour and a half. Right now, there's not a warning or advisory set with this cluster, but again, we're kind of in those conditions where they could intensify a little bit, so we'll be keeping a close eye on that. And again, we're not expecting this to be a big severe weather event tonight, guys. We knew there could be the potential of seeing a couple because of strong straight line winds, maybe a hailer or two. So that's one of the reasons why we are live tonight, and we've continued to watch this cluster of thunderstorms right here, all the way from the state line, move across the state line into parts of Jackson and Cass. We have several storm damage reports, power outages, and now making its way over toward Warrensburg, Holden, Chilhowie, Blairstown, Creighton. Right now, not seeing anything imminent right now with this little cluster of storms. Looks like it has weakened somewhat, but still 40 to 50 mile per hour winds is what I'm seeing here on radar. And in case you miss it, the National Weather Service did mention that their radar is down due to a lightning strike. Now, we're still getting data, at least through weather-wise right now, but we're not sure how long that's going to last. So if we lose National Weather Service Pleasant Hill radar, that's really going to put things in kind of a bad shape where we are here in between Springfield and Kansas City without having that Kansas City radar up and going. It's going to be really tough to judge these storms, so hopefully they can get it fixed pretty quick. Preston, what's up, my man? Hey, we got a lot of cool products coming into the shop this weekend. Be a good time for you and the boy to head up and rip some packs. We got a lot of cool stuff come in. Just found out Preston, he does duck calls if anybody is interested in getting a very well crafted duck call. I just found out Preston actually makes those duck calls, so definitely get a hold of Preston Ballard if you're interested. Take a look at these wind speeds one more time. And again, we're seeing winds 40, 45 miles per hour from Holden down to Creighton right now. So a little bit under the severe threshold right now. Not seeing anything too imminent with this, but then again, it can flare up, it can intensify just a little bit. The winds could be pushed when we have some backing winds. If you guys see these little lines that are going across your screen here, those are the backing winds, and that's pushing that storm off to the southeast, and sometimes it can kind of bow that segment out just a little bit to produce some of those strong straight line winds. We still have 6 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning. So it does, they are still mentioning with KEAX, that is the radar site at the National Weather Service in Pleasant Hill. They had mentioned that they're going to be relying on neighboring radars, satellite products, ground observations for the foreseeable future. So, and again, that's what makes any storm reports, any pictures you guys can send over to our Dropbox. This is going to help them greatly during warning operations tonight and early this morning. So, please, if you guys have any reports from weather stations you might have, or if you have pictures or videos, please send them my way over onto our Dropbox, and I am going to send that link over in our chat again. That is the link. You can go directly in there and be able to upload a picture, video, and leave a comment on where you're at, so we know where that picture or video is taken from. Hi, Gunner. I just posted the link there in the chat, buddy. Take a little bit closer look at that Creighton cam. Still a lot of lightning out there lighting up the skies right now. This is over in Cass County, and of course, you know, you have to keep in mind that we have several little isolated thunderstorms that are in and around this area. Got about 3 minutes left with severe thunderstorm warning for southwest Johnson County, northwest Henry County, and eastern Jackson and Cass counties. Another 3 minutes left. No indication right now that they are going to extend it. And again, I'm not seeing very much right now with as far as any severe winds. And there they just issued a new special weather statement. This is going to include the cities of Clinton, Calhoun, Leesville, Tightwad, Leeton, Windsor, Green Ridge, and Warrensburg. So this is going to be for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. We'll go ahead and read that here real quick. So a strong thunderstorm will impact northeastern Henry, southwestern Pettis, southeastern Johnson County through 2 a.m. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm near Chehowee, 10 miles northwest of Clinton, moving east at 40. So wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So again, those kind of winds can knock down tree limbs, blow around some lawn furniture on your front porch. So just be prepared for some gusty winds and some torrential rains associated with this. So the wind speeds have dropped a little bit, but nonetheless, we still need to be watching for the potential of seeing a higher wind gust as this entire line moves through this area. So again, this is going to include Clinton, Leesville, Tightwad, Calhoun, Leeton, Chehowee, Windsor, Green Ridge, Warrensburg. It's also going to include our some of the smaller towns: Cornelia, Post Oak, Newcastle. Our Bowen girls. We got a group of Bowen girls that live out there in the Bowen area. You can expect to see some of those 50-mile-per-hour winds as well. Whiteman Air Force Base. You guys are also in this special weather statement at Whiteman. Look like Knob Noster. You guys are just north of the polygon, but I would probably still go ahead and include Knob Noster, Whiteman Air Force Base. Hi, Amy. Yeah, Holden's getting some torrential rains right now. Actually, anybody in this from Pittsville to Kingsville, Holden, Latour, Gun City, Quick City, Garden City, Hatzel, you guys are getting some torrential rainfalls right now. And as you guys can see, the severe thunderstorm warning is now off of the board. And we just have this special weather statement that remains here in this light blue shaded area. I will highlight this area for you. It's going to be in this blue segment right here. That is our special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds. Hi, Shelby. It's going to be a while before Benton County and Pettis County kind of get into this. So again, if you're just coming on, Shelby, you're going to have to keep in mind that we're going to have these periods of thunderstorms going on all early morning till tomorrow morning. So up until around 3 o'clock or so, we can expect maybe some of these thunderstorms to produce in some 50, 60 mile per hour winds possible, maybe some small hail. But I really think here in the next hour or two, the severe threat is really going to go down. We'll just be left with some moderate to heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and of course, whenever we get lightning, you always have to consider the potential for power outages. Matter of fact, let's go check power outages right now since we have a minute. You can go to subbiesweathertalk.com and you can click up here to Extreme West Central Missouri Weather Information right here in the tab, and you can get Missouri road conditions, Kansas road conditions, and here's all of your power companies. You can check out their power outages maps. So let's take a look at Evergy first. Evergy has a bunch of people out. They have 21,742 people out. A ton of them up here in the Belton Raymore area. So 21,000 people without power from Evergy right now. Let's go to Osage Valley. They've got a few. Looks like they've got 34 people without power. This is going to be in, looks like in mainly around the Belton area. And then again down south of Butler in Bates County. They have a couple outages there in Bates County. Mainly up in the Belton area. Como, I doubt if we're going to see much over there. You guys have not been affected by anything yet. Yeah, we're not seeing any out of Como. Sac Osage, again, not seeing a whole lot in that area either. They're not experiencing anything. What about West Central Co-op? They've got 11 people out around the Holden area. So Holden, you're starting to see some power outages coming in from around the Holden area, where we had between 50 and 60 mile per hour winds come through near Holden. So quite a few people without power right now, and you have to expect that when we have winds 50, 60. We even had some up near Belton and Greenwood, 70 mile per hour winds. You can expect to see some power outages. So again, make sure you have flashlight ready to go, your cell phone charged up. Make sure if you're in bed, make sure you have your shoes next to you in case the power goes out, lights are out. That way you don't step on any Legos in the middle of the night. That's the last thing you need to happen, is stepping on Legos. That's one of the best security platforms you can have in a house, is throw a bunch of Legos around the room. There's not anybody that's going to want to rob your house if you have Legos on the floor. Looks like Gunner's power went out. I will put, so, Ashley, where are you at? And Gunner, where are you located at, so I can pass on the power outages over to the National Weather Service? If you guys can tell me what your locations are. Hold it. Okay. Very good. I will make a Gunner, I'm assuming that you are over near the Holden area as well. Lost power. So we do have a new special weather statement for our friends down in Bates County and Lynn County, Kansas. So this is going to be for this cell that we've been talking about. I know we had a couple in Butler was talking about what's in store for them. We do have this cell that's over here, Centerville, Blue Mound, Mound City, and I don't think this is updating. So we are going to go to the Springfield site. Yeah, this is the reason why. So the Pleasant Hill is not updating. The radar site is now completely down. So here is the new feed from Springfield. Now we're gonna see a lot of things that don't look right because we're having to go through the Springfield National Weather Service, their tower. However, it gives us good idea of where these storms are at. So again, we've got a strong cell that is going to be coming into Foster, New Home, Hume, and it's going to be heading over toward Butler and Rich Hill. This is going to be for 50-mile-per-hour winds. It's a special weather statement for Bates County and Lynn County on the Kansas side. So again, we know that now that Warrensburg, you guys are getting hit with some torrential rain. Now these cells could be off by 15-20 miles because we are so far away from the radar site. Okay, so what I'm likely going to do is switch this over to maybe composite. And see if this helps out any at all. There we go. So this is going to look a little bit odd, guys, but we are going to use a composite radar. This is taking all of the radar sites everywhere and combining it into one image. It's not as accurate. We're not going to really be able to tell wind speeds very well with this. However, it's all that we have to use now that Pleasant Hill is now out without a radar right now. So Landon, I am excited for football to start back up. Yeah, I've been missing it, man. I tell you, of course you probably know, but with having a card shop, being surrounded by sports nearly every day, man, I've been itching for football to come back. Yeah, Osceola, Chris, you guys are in good shape right now. You've got some moderate rain that's moving through northern St. Clair County right now. You might be watching this cell that's over here that's going to be affecting Bates County. They have a special weather statement on for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So this is going to be heading over your direction. Let's see if we can do a track on this for you. In about an hour to hour 15 minutes for Lowry City, Osceola. So kind of keep that in mind. Appleton City here in about 48 minutes. Vista in about an hour and a half. Appleton City in about 48 minutes as well. So we'll kind of have to wait and see if this is going to intensify any, maybe get a little bit stronger winds. But right now, you guys are just getting a little bit of lightning and some light to moderate rain showers. So again, radar is looking a little bit different tonight. Those of you that might have just joined the National Weather Service out of Pleasant Hill, they lost their radar due to a lightning strike tonight. So we are having to do composite, which means that we are drawing data from all radar sites across the country, and we can actually see what's going on nationwide on this. So it's not individual radar sites we're looking at. We're looking at the entire picture of the United States. Sometimes these are not very accurate. Sometimes, it could be off by a few miles. It's very, very tough to see any kind of velocity with this. Okay, so we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued, guys. This is going to be for Warrensburg. This is going to be, we'll likely hear the weather radio go off. This is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So they're getting a couple of reports of some stronger wind gusts up there in Johnson County. So severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles east of Holden, moving east at 35, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail. So that's going to include Warrensburg, Knob, Holden, Whiteman Air Force Base, Lamont, Leeton, Green Ridge, Chehowee, Houstonia, Whiteman Air Force Base, Centerview, Pittsville, and Post Oak. So, new severe thunderstorm warning for the next hour for Johnson and western Pettis County. We still have a special weather statement out right now for north, let's call it central and northeast Henry County, including Clinton, Calhoun, Leesville, Windsor. We have a special weather statement up to 50-mile-per-hour winds. And then down here in Bates County, we have a special weather statement. It draws the polygon all the way up to Butler and all the way up to just that Rich Hill. But this could be for 50-mile-per-hour winds. Unfortunately, we cannot measure the winds since radar is down. If we use the Springfield radar, we're just going to get exaggerated data. So we're going to go ahead and stick with composite. At least we know where the storms are at. And please use this. I'm going to paste it here in our chat. If you guys have any pictures, any reports, please let me know in chat, and I can send them to the National Weather Service in Kansas City to help them with warnings and advisories as this system continues to move off to the east. Hi, Chad. This is Jim. Yeah, actually, right now, all I'm doing is using composite radar right now. Yeah, we're just going to have to go with reports from the public as far as wind speeds. They're just not a good way to be able to measure right now. Okay. Yep, we'll do. Bye. Caden, I just mentioned Butler, but I just went through Bates County. So right now we have one severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Johnson County and far western Pettis County. It is going to include Chehowee, Leeton, Green Ridge, Lamont, Whiteman Air Force Base, Knob-Noster, Warrensburg, Holden, Kingsville. You guys on the back side of this cell. So things are probably going to start to lighten up a little bit back in your area. But those of you in Houstonia, Shrewsville, Sedalia, you guys are going to be getting this cell moved through here in about another 15-20 minutes. We will see if the National Weather Service will continue So this is this right here, thunderstorm wind damage in Holden. We have some reports of some power outages in and around Holden. You're doing okay in Nevada right now, Chris. So, and again, we're going to have this cell that's producing a special weather statement that for Linn County over into Bates County. This thing is expanding just a little bit. We'll go ahead and put this in motion. It's kind of sinking a little bit to the southeast, so you know, you guys will likely get at least clipped by this cell. And again, it's very, very hard to tell here. This is how dependent we are up here in the Cass, Johnson, Pettis, Henry, Bates County of that radar site in Pleasant Hill. If we start getting some storms down around Nevada, Stockton, St. Clair County, we could use the we can actually use the Springfield radar and have pretty good luck with that. But right now, if we used the Springfield site, we will see lots of false data that we'll be seeing, and you just can't really use it. It's too far away. Warrensburg power is out now. Kat, is that do you live right in town in Warrensburg? I'm gonna pass this on to the National Weather Service. If anybody is in the Warrensburg area, if you can comment whether or not you still have electricity or not, I will pass that on to the National Weather Service. We had, looks like, north by the Dollar General warehouse. I'll put the north side of Warrensburg. You still have, okay. I will go north side of Warrensburg. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Looks like they probably just have maybe a couple of residential areas that's without power, so that's good. It's not very widespread yet there in Warrensburg. All right, so let's do a little recap here. So for northeast Henry County, we still have another 23 minutes on a special weather statement that we could possibly see wind speeds up to 50 miles per hour. That's going to include Clinton, Leesville, Tightwad, Calhoun, and Windsor. And we also have a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 38 minutes. and that is going to be for Johnson County and far western Pettis County for 60-mile-per-hour winds. We have a special weather statement down here in Bates County that goes on for the next 8 minutes for 50-mile-per-hour winds affecting Hume, Foster, New Home, Butler, and Rich Hill. So that is a look at our advisories and our warnings here in West Central Missouri. Nothing's going on in Odessa, dope. We don't get the advantage of seeing lightning strikes either with using composite radar. Update, 1:38 a.m. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 2:15 for western Pettis and eastern Johnson counties. Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Warrensburg to Leeton, moving east at 35. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So, of course, this is going to be affecting Warrensburg, Knob-Noster, Whiteman, Lamont, Leeton, Green Ridge, Houstonia, Whiteman Air Force Base, and Centerville. Like we got some small hail up here just on the north side of Warrensburg, also down near Leeton along 13 Highway. That's going to take it from really Pirtle Springs down 13, Bowmansville, Cornelia to Post Oak. About penny-sized hail, torrential rainfall rates right now. Taking a look at the lightning average density, and of course we are seeing some looks like about 4.8 flashes per minute. So quite a bit of density as far as lightning strikes still happening up here in the Johnson County storm. And again, we're looking at some things that we normally don't look at, only because of the National Weather Service National Weather Service tower is down in Pleasant Hill right now. So those of you that live up here, Gladstone, Liberty, Missouri City, you guys are placed under a special weather statement for the next 34 minutes, 50-mile-per-hour winds as well. So this is going to come almost to Buckner, but this is all along the casinos, along 210, all the way up to North Kansas City. So 50-mile-per-hour wind possible up here to the north. Thanks, Elizabeth. Hi, Anna. No, there's we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry too much about our about a tornado threat. It's not zero, but tornado threat very, very low. Just strong straight line winds has been the primary concern tonight, along with torrential rainfall rates and a lot of cloud to ground lightning as well. So thank you guys for joining the stream tonight. We still have about 350 people in our streams tonight. And again, not a big severe weather event happening tonight. We're just seeing some borderline severe storms for the most part, with some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We did, as this cluster of thunderstorms that's producing the severe thunderstorm warning and special weather statement in Johnson, Henry, and Pettis counties, when it was over crossing the state line in Jackson and Cass County, had some 70-mile-per-hour wind possibilities with that. We had several power outages. We had some reports of some power lines being down because of it. But look, ever since they moved out of Cass County, they've subsided into winds a little bit. But we still have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Johnson and far western Pettis County, and it's about another, let's see here, 16 minutes left on this special weather statement for the far northeast corner of Henry County, including Clinton, Calhoun, and Windsor. Hi, Nicholas. It is. A lot of people have been talking about all of the lightning and how constant the lightning's been, and we've been following it on our. We've also been following it on our webcams as well. Both of these are looking north and northwest. Let's take a look at. Looking south. I'm going to point these cameras to the south. See if we see more lightning flashes as they look to the south. Yeah, I noticed light flickered in Clinton. I seen a little flicker in our power here at the courthouse, and one great thing about about doing it here at the courthouse, we have backup power, backup internet. That's proven invaluable back in the spring, when we lost power up here at the downtown Clinton Square, but yet we were still going strong here in the live stream. So that's a great plus. Caden, it will likely not be tonight, according to the National Weather Service. Their tower is down in Pleasant Hill, so we're likely not going to be able to get that tower up and fixed in Pleasant Hill tonight. It will likely be, sometimes it takes a few days for them to repair. Depends on how bad the lightning strike damage is. So we're kind of plagued with having to use composite radar, taking data from all of the radar sites across the central part of the United States. And we're very limited on what we can see and do with composite radar. We can still see if there's severe weather, Caden. I mean, it's not like we're just opening up a window and looking out. We're still seeing what's going on here. Thanks, Kayla. Power intermittent up near Centerview. Yeah, Chris, look, you know, that cell is kind of broadening out, and basically the northern half of Vernon County, including Nevada, you guys are starting to pick up some pretty good rains, some lightning. There is not a special weather statement any longer down here in Bates County, so hail on the base now. Hopefully they got the stealth in the hangars. We don't need a bunch of billion-dollar planes with hail dings. Let's take a look at vertical integrated liquid here. So here's our severe hail index right now. Yeah, and it's probably right on top of Whiteman Air Force Base right now. Oop, looked like we had a... I can't tell if we lost power or if it was just a... Well, I heard something kick in, and we had a little bit of a power flash here at the courthouse. Put this in motion. This is kind of the hail path, or the swath of hail as it's moving over. Not real big, but we see a pretty steady hail swath as it moves over into Whiteman Air Force Base and Johnson County. Thanks, Kristen. Oh yeah, watching a Hall of Fame game tomorrow. Preseason kicks off tomorrow. So I did pass on the report of some hail near Whiteman, Knob Noster. Likely small hail, probably pea-sized, maybe a hair bigger, but from what I can see. We still have another 24 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning for Johnson and far western Pettis County right now. No, Emily. I mean, we're going to continue to see. You see how these thunderstorms out here in eastern Kansas, they continue to pop up, and that's going to be the same. And we're going to see more complexes come through. But I think probably here in about an hour, we're going to see the severe threat really diminish. So atmosphere has been worked over pretty good. and we're going into the that low-level jet that we talked about earlier into the stream is going to begin to kind of weaken a little bit. Things are kind of averaging out between the ground surface and the atmosphere temperature wise, so we don't get that real strong backing of that low-level jet. So we'll likely start to see any severe thunderstorm warning probably be eliminated here probably within the next hour or so. Now, we could get a couple of stronger thunderstorms, don't get me wrong. We could get a special weather statement, maybe some 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts, but the severe threat is really going to go down after 3 o'clock. Hi, Laurel. Man, I've seen that comment a lot tonight with everybody talking about how loud the thunder is tonight. A lot of lightning associated with these storms tonight. Those of you friends, family up here in the North Kansas City area, Parkville, Gladstone, Claycomo, Liberty, Missouri City, Excelsior Springs, you still have another looks like a 22 minutes left on a special weather statement for the possibility of seeing some 50 mile per hour wind gusts up here in the Liberty area. We do have a couple of viewers up in the Liberty, Buckner area, and so, you know, nothing too imminent up there. Just we could be seeing maybe a wind gust up to 50 miles per hour, but the rainfall rates have been crazy up here in the Jackson, North Kansas City area. Down Bates and Vernon County, you guys you're getting some moderate to heavy rain in Butler, Rich Hill, Nevada, Metz, all the way over to Blue Mound, Mound City over on the Kansas side. Nothing severe. There hadn't been much of the way of any winds associated with this cluster of thunderstorm down in Bates and Vernon County as of yet. Not seeing much intensification on any of these, so that's good news for you guys. Henry County, St. Clair County, again, moderate to heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and a special weather statement still ongoing for far northeast corner of Henry County, including Windsor, Bowen, Clinton, Leesville area. Hi, Savannah. No, the tornado threat is very, very, very low. I'm not going to say it's zero, but the type of situations, our biggest threat is going to be strong straight line winds tonight. And thank you guys very much. I've had been kind of busy, and I do appreciate the jewels. I've had a couple tips come in on Venmo tonight. Thank you guys very much for your support tonight with the stream. I do appreciate that very, very much. So Raven, we just talked about St. Clair County and Henry County. Both of us were in that moderate, sometimes heavy downpours, a lot of lightning. Nothing severe, no warnings or advisories for St. Clair County at this time. Yeah, Michael. So Michael made a comment. The sun's down, so the front keeping these storms going. Oh yeah, absolutely. So this time of year, we're still. Let me look here real quick, and we're still sitting at 77 degrees here in Clinton with the 77-degree dew point. So the air is saturated and we have very high dew points. So yes, a sneeze is going to keep these storms going. But this front, the system that's coming through right now is definitely going to create lift. And when you have dew points in the 70s and you have lift, you're going to get thunderstorms. So yeah, that's exactly what's going on tonight. And this was earlier. This was about 11:20, and you notice this front right here. So, and again, as this continues, the thunderstorms are forming along and just ahead and behind this front. So, as this continues to push and drag to the very, very slowly to the southeast, this front, we're continually to see the thunderstorms fire up along this front. Now, as we go into tomorrow, this front is going to be down here closer to the Springfield area and could be happening more in the afternoon time frame when heating is near the peak. That's the reason why this area down here around Springfield is under a level 2 out of 5 for severe weather for tomorrow. So strong straight line wind, possibly even up to 80 mile per hour possible in the Springfield Joplin area tomorrow. So they did allow the special weather statement for Henry County to expire. We just have this one severe thunderstorm warning still for the next 14 minutes for Johnson and western Pettis County right now. I have a feeling probably here in the next few minutes, I am looking at a couple different software programs here on my screen. So right now the winds are 40-45 miles per hour coming through Knob Noster Whiteman. So we will likely see a special weather statement here within the next 10 minutes go out for Pettis County, including Houston, Hughesville, Sedalia, Green Ridge, all the way over to Smithton. Likely a special weather statement for some wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour will likely be what the National Weather Service will issue out ahead of this. So I'm not seeing anything severe right now, but one thing of note, we do have this little area of thunderstorms up here that's going over Liberty that produced a special weather statement with 50 miles per hour. We do have some more thunderstorms extending south of that. If I put this in motion, you kind of see how it's kind of broadening and kind of moving a little bit to the south. That's also going to be affecting areas Warrensburg, Leeton, Green Ridge, Sedalia after this little line goes through. So again, certain areas, guys, are going to get hit with a lot of rain, and that's the reason why we're under that flash flood watch till in the morning. We do have several advisories out right now. We have one right now, flood advisory, for the next 4 hours, and that's going to be for northern Miami, northern Cass, southern Jackson. And that's when this cell went across that area, produced 2 to 4 inches of rainfall across Cass and Miami counties. So Again, we have to keep in mind the potential for some flooding especially if you live in a low-lying area near a creek, near a river. Here in Henry County, we do have a flood warning out for Big Creek, and that's going to be for the next, I think, for the next 9 hours, I believe. So we do have they did go ahead and issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Pettis County for 60-mile-per-hour winds possible. So this is going to include the Sedalia, Houstonia, Hughesville, Lamont, Green Ridge, Smithton area. They went ahead and extended that severe thunderstorm warning, and I have a feeling they're probably doing this to be on the safe side, because with the radar being down, they can't really see exactly how strong those winds are. So this is likely cautionary, but nonetheless, we need to respect the polygon. So Pettis County, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds over the next hour. Johnson County, you guys are going to be placed under a flood advisory. This is going to include Holden, Warrensburg, Leeton. Because of this cell coming through, dumped a lot of rain on top of you guys. So Johnson County, you guys are under a flood advisory until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hi, Savannah. As far as how long I'll be live tonight, actually, until we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings in west central Missouri. So we're going to follow these until, and again, I think probably here in about another hour, we're going to start to see these storms begin to weaken just a little bit. Now, we're still going to get some pretty beefy thunderstorms. We could get 40, 50-mile-per-hour winds and a lot of rain, but I think the severe threat's really going to go down after 3 a.m. Elizabeth. So, and again, that's that's one of the reasons why I do what I do here. Want to make sure that that if you're in a warning, your weather radios go off, your phones go off. Want to make sure I'm live to explain to you what is going on, what is causing that warning. And again, we have this new severe thunderstorm warning now for Pettis County. It includes Smithton, Hughesville, Sedalia, Green Ridge for that potential of 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So again, a 60 mile per hour wind gust can knock over things on your porch. It can knock 3-4 inch limbs out of a tree, possibly taking a power line with it. So you have to prepare for some power outages. A lot of cloud to ground lightning associated with these two for power outages. So we need to take it seriously. Severe thunderstorm warnings. Luckily, the tornado threat is very, very low. It's not zero, but it's darn near it. And we're going to start to see this severe threat go down as we get closer to the 3 a.m. time frame. Greg, my man, it has been a bit. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had to go live at 2 a.m. in the morning. We've been live now for about 2.5 hours following these cells across the state line. And again, we've had quite a bit of damage reports up in the Cass County area around Belton, Raymore, Greenwood. We got power outages up in that area. So it's been a little bit of an active night. We're really not expecting really much of the way of like a big severe weather event by no means, but we've had some active weather. It's been a while since we've had that here in West Central Missouri. A ton of lightning with these cells. Man, that's probably the number one comment I've heard so far tonight has been how loud the lightning's been, because we've had so much cloud to ground lightning. And so yeah, it's been a very, very loud night. Michael. Yeah, Cam, very loud in Sedalia right now. It's coming through the town right now here in Sedalia. And again, the possibility is there for 60 mile per hour winds. So we need to take that seriously, and torrential rains. This one cell that's over Pettis County right now was the same cell that come through Olathe, Spring Hill into southern Jackson and Cass County, producing 1-2 inch an hour rainfall rates, a ton of lightning, power outages, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds reported. So this thing is still holding pretty strong as it worked its way all the way over to Pettis County. Well, Brittany, in Freeman, as far as the severe threat, you guys know we have not been under a severe thunderstorm watch tonight. We were expecting a couple of severe thunderstorm warning, possibly just breaking that threshold of 60 mile per hour winds. We've had a couple of those. We still have one going on right now. But I think for Freeman, for Harrisonville, Kansas City, I think really the severe threat is probably pretty much over for the night. Now there could be a couple beefy storms that move through, because if you notice, we still have several thunderstorms out here that are still building and initiating near Manhattan, Topeka, down to Linden, Kansas. They've been developing out there all night long, and then kind of combining and moving across the state line. So we could get a few more thunderstorms tonight and into tomorrow morning. But I think the severe weather is probably pretty much done for you guys out here in Freeman, Olathe, Kansas City, Harrisonville. I think it's be safe to go to bed, but you could still get a couple stronger thunderstorms tonight into tomorrow morning. I keep forgetting it's 2 a.m. already, so as we go into the early morning hours. No, Gutter, you don't have to worry about no rotation, but don't have to worry about no rotation. Wow, 1.2 inches of rain so far, Greg. That's awesome for the fields, my man. My pleasure, Michael. And again, we're one of the biggest reasons I started doing this 6 years ago was the fact that I realized how many people, number one, that's interested in weather, like myself. I'm a weather nerd. That's what I went to school for. So, of course, I'm a weather nerd. But really, how many people really suffer from anxiety when it comes to storms? So, obviously, the big networks, they're not going to be cutting in talking about a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, they're losing out money every time the meteorologist jumps on the network and talk about the weather, and they lose their regular programming. The company's losing money, so they tell them, hey, just put it on the little scroll in the bottom of the screen. And so I want to make sure that if we have any warnings in the area, people know what's going on here in West Central Missouri, and we're kind of in between Pleasant Hill and Springfield. Sometimes we get kind of left out in that zone across Central Missouri. So one of the main reasons why I do it, to keep everybody safe and hopefully be able to keep anxiety levels down a little bit. And again, that was the big thing. Found out there's a lot of people that suffer from anxiety big time, to the point where sometimes they have to take medication because of the fear for storms. So if I can educate everybody a little bit along the way and let them know what's going on, we try to limit that anxiety a little bit. Gunner, there's not a radar anywhere that is picking up any kind of rotation at all in Pettis County, buddy. So the only one that could pick that up is going to be Pleasant Hill, and their tower is down. That's the reason why we don't go to Springfield or we don't go to St. Louis radar site, because all that data is messed up because it's so far away from the tower. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I've got a total of 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 screens in front of me with 3 different programs running at the same time, and I'm watching for any type of rotation tracks, and all night we have not seen any kind of rotation at all. This is going to be a strong straight line wind event. I tell you what, Michael, we had a big increase of number of people that join the stream and tell you a story. Of course, I'm part of emergency management for our county here in Henry, and I work up grants twice a year to get weather radios to give out free for people here in our community. And we were sitting on a bunch of them down here. We've handed out over 1,000 free weather radios so far, but we still have quite a few in stock. And then Clinton, for the first time ever, had 2 tornadoes at the same time come through Clinton this year, and it was like the next 2 days we completely ran out of weather radios. It's one of those things where you just don't think it's going to happen to you. Then when it does, everybody kind of freaked out. Says, "Holy cow! Clinton can get a tornado." And now we're out of weather radios till September. So. It's a lot of people had their eyes open when we had 2 tornadoes. One of those tornadoes we had here in Clinton, we actually captured on video. And if you go to, let's see here, you are watching you're watching on YouTube. So if you go back to Subby's Weather Talk and search through videos, you will see a video on there from here a couple months ago, and it's called like the coolest little vortex you've ever seen. And it was captured by a security cam and actually showed the 2 vortices no bigger around than a soda pop bottle went, and 1,500-pound tanks bowled them over like they were bowling pins. So it's really a cool video. You ought to check that out. But it was a big eye opener for sure for people here in Clinton. Oh wow, Michael. Yeah, that's and again, that's one of those situations, man, that I can't help but think that things were starting to maybe settle down a little bit, and the network forced them to go back to regular programming, and then all of a sudden a tornado hit, destroyed that bar. I know several, so I went down and gave a talk to meteorologists across the 4-state area: Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas here last summer, and they wanted to know why so many people tune into my stream, because during the severe weather event in the spring, through all of my platforms, I could have 100,000 people watching the stream, all here in West Central Missouri. And they wanted to know why people are tuning to social media versus on the networks. And not that we're in competition, but they just want to hear my opinion. So, number one, the facts are that 75% of people get all of their weather information from their phone or social media now, because a lot of people have cut cable. I know I don't have a means to be able to get 459 out of Kansas City anymore. I'm strictly streaming, and a lot of people are that way. So, now they go to YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, to be able to get their weather information. So that's why we're not trying to compete with the network forecasters or meteorologists. We are just trying to get the information out the best way we know how. And that's the reason why we do it on social media. Some very, very big, prominent, famous meteorologists that have been with the networks have quit the networks to do their own thing. And one of them is my colleague down in Joplin, and that's Doug Hetty. And me and him, along with Gary Lezak, part of Weather 2020 and the LRC, that's how we get our long-range forecasting. He quit his network because mainly he just got tired of everybody telling the network telling him when he can be live, when he has to go back to regular programming, and he hated to leave people hanging. So he left the network and he started. He has like 1 million followers now. But he takes care of the Joplin, Springfield, Northwest Arkansas, Northeast Oklahoma, and Southeast Kansas area with his live segments. He does the same thing like what I do. So he just got tired of being told what he can do and what he can't do. So there's a lot of meteorologists across the country that's doing the exact same thing. That's what promoted, Max Velocity, Ryan Hall to their, I guess their big fame is because, they've got millions of followers. So, is because their people tune into YouTube or Facebook and they watch their streams. Oh, did he, Landon? Yeah, there was. We were very, very lucky. And I was live, of course, during the tornadoes that hit Clinton, and we were following it as it was near Deepwater. We had one of our storm chaser groups there at the Sparrowfoot access and was showing the lowering as it was coming in on the south side of Clinton. And of course, luckily, it destroyed one outbuilding. It did a little bit of damage through town, and then in that same cell, one tornado dissipated and another tornado formed on the other side of the cell in Clinton city limits, out by the hospital. So very, very lucky that we didn't have more damage or anybody hurt. When you have two separate tornadoes come out of the same cell in the same town, especially the size of our little town, 9,000 people, we got very, very lucky. No tornadoes for Sedalia. Yes, very good. Way to go, Kyle. That's exactly what I tell all the schools that I go to. 2025 into 2026, went to 23 schools with the seminar. We do experiments and whatnot, and that's what I asked all the kids. It says, hey, how many of you guys have smoke detectors in their house? And all the kids raised their hand. And then I say, how many of you guys have one of these? And I hold up a weather radio. Maybe one or two kids will raise their hands. And I tell them the same thing. So these weather radios are just as important as a smoke detector in every house. It's going to wake you up in the middle of the night when you have, severe weather heading your way. It's very, very important. And, these kids, especially in the 3rd through 6th grade, I had one parent I ran into at Walmart, and he said, "Hey, my son told me that you came to a school over at that was at Archie." I said, "Yeah, I sure did." He goes, "Yeah." It says he came home, and he said, "Dad, let's go to Walmart." And he said, "Well, what for, son?" And he goes, "Well, Subby said that you have to buy us a weather radio." And it's just like, hey, it cost them $38, but I guess my point got across. So, kind of a recap right here. Of course, we've been chatting, and there's really not a whole lot going on right now. We still have another 32 minutes with the severe thunderstorm warning with 60 mile per hour wind possible. It's coming into Smithton, Sedalia. You guys are getting some torrential rains right now, gusty winds, a lot of cloud to ground lightning right now. Shueville, Houston, Lamont, the same thing. This is going to be moving over into into Otterville, Syracuse, Pilot Grove, and let's see here, Marshall. You guys are just north of this cell, but you do have another rather strong storm up here, Buckner, that's running down 24 right now. Lexington, Odessa, Lake Lafayette, Richmond. This is going to continue to move over toward your way in Marshall and Sweet Springs area here over the next 45 minutes or so. But I wouldn't be surprised if they continued at least a special weather statement over toward Pilot Grove, Bunsen, Tipton, California, Otterville here in the next few minutes. Looking down to the south, Bates County, you have a cell that's moving into Bates right now. It's over Butler, Emmerett, Lacine, Amsterdam. And it is not special weather statement. It does not have a severe thunderstorm warning with it, but it's a pretty robust thunderstorm that's going to be moving into Bates County. So be warned about that, I should say, that you're going to get a lot of lightning and some torrential rains out of this from Adrian, Passaic, Butler, Rich Hill, over to Lacine, Amsterdam, Emmerett, Prescott, Mound City. Down in Vernon County, we just have a couple isolated thunderstorms just west of Nevada, south of Nevada, east of Nevada, and over toward Walker, El Dorado Springs, along 54 Highway, over toward Wablo. St. Clair County, you're kind of the same way. You're getting some moderate to heavy rain from Lowry City, Osceola, down to Roscoe and Appleton City. It is not warned. It does not have a special weather statement on it, but you're getting some torrential rains over there. When we move over here to Benton County right now, Colcamp, Lincoln, Lakeview Heights, Warsaw, you're starting to get into some of the more moderate to heavy rain bands and a lot of lightning moving through right now. You're not under any kind of advisory there as well. And I do think here, within about the next 30 minutes to an hour, something like that, I think we're going to see this likely be the last severe thunderstorm warning that's currently ongoing in Sedalia in Pettis County. That will likely be the last severe thunderstorm warning we see on the board tonight. We could see a few more special weather statements for some 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. But I really think once we get to that 3 o'clock time frame, we're gonna start to see that severe threat really go down. Everybody can go to bed right now, Elizabeth. Matter of fact, I think they just canceled. They did cancel the severe thunderstorm warning for Pettis County right now. So. As of right now, guys, we don't have any warnings on the board right now. So we still have some robust thunderstorms. I'm not going to tell you that we're not going to have any more stronger thunderstorms tonight. We're still seeing some thunderstorms popping up out here in Manhattan, Topeka area. And of course, these are going to continue to move across the state line, kind of cluster up, and then move across parts of west central Missouri. But I really think that from about here on out, we're just going to see a couple stronger cells, but mainly just they're going to be loud, a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, torrential rain. But I really think the severe threat has really wound down for the evening here across west central Missouri. So this cell has weakened in Pettis County. National Weather Service went ahead and dismissed that a little bit early. So as of right now, really the strongest cell that I'm seeing right now is up here in near just east of Odessa by Lake Lafayette, north of Warrensburg. That might have a little bit of a hail core, maybe some pea-sized hail falling up here in between Warrensburg and Higginsville. But other than that, the rest of them we're just going to be stuck with some loud thunderstorms, guys. But really, I think the severe threat, I really think that it is pretty much over for west central Missouri right now. So I would say right now everybody is pretty comfortable to be able to go back and get some shut-eye before they wake up early in the morning and head to the workplace. But again, you could be awakened by loud thunder, a clap of thunder, and some torrential rains. It might look kind of ugly outside, but I think we're pretty much done with the severe threat here for the rest of the night here in west central Missouri. I think I am going to go ahead and probably end the live stream. Now, don't think I'm just going to end the live stream and go to bed. I am going to be staying up through the duration, watching these cells. I'll be updating on all my social media platforms. If you're up here in the north of Warrensburg, this will be along 13 up toward just maybe about 6 miles north of Warrensburg up to Higginsville. Just know you still got a strong thunderstorm that's going to be moving in, but I think it's going to be sub-severe, maybe a special weather statement, maybe a gust that might reach up to 50 miles per hour. But other than that, guys, I think we're just going to be, again, stuck with some potential of some heavy rain through the course of the rest of the morning, a lot of lightning and thunder. But I do believe that our severe threat is over for the night. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I will be updating on our Facebook page, on X, on Instagram. I'll be updating with any special weather statements, or if there's something that I need to get out for an update, I will be doing that. But I don't think that you're going to see me live the rest of the night, because I think most of these storms are going to stay pretty well behaved for the remainder of the morning. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for look like the last 3 hours. And hopefully we got you through. If you suffer from anxiety, I hope this helps you get through that. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And again, I'm going to be down here at the Weather Center watching these storms as they continue their approach through west central Missouri. And again, if you live in any low-lying areas near creeks, streams, rivers, just know that these storms are going to be kind of going over the same area, producing anywhere between 1 to 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of rainfall. So we do have a little bit of flooding potential still left to go for the rest of the morning. So guys, take care. If anybody needs anything, feel free to reach out to me. Stay safe, stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you soon.